bootstrapping, so to speak. We always had the things that we needed, but not everything that we wanted, right? And, Nick made me realize one thing. He said, Jay, I bet you heard things like this all the time. When you were younger, your mom would say stuff, oh, Jason, you don't, which meant we can't afford that, right? And, when Nick said that, it really struck home with me. And, I always knew when I was younger, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a professional snowmobile driver. That's what I wanted to be. And very Canadian, yes. And, what I knew is that I wanted to be rich. I knew that I didn't want to have to worry about money. I knew that I didn't want to, have to be able to say things like you don't be all worried about finances, because finances can be very devastating, as a lot of people know. I think it's like 2 in 4 marriages fail due to financial situations, and the numbers are absolutely staggering. And so I knew that I wanted to be rich. I didn't know how, but that's the path that I wanted to go on. And, I was one of those kids that fell into the mold of the script that's all written for us. That script is what? You go to school, you get a good education, you go and get a job. And that job is going to have this great pension program for you. And that job is essentially going to take care of you for the rest of your what? Rest of your life, right? How many people are realizing that's not quite the case nowadays, right? We're in a terrible time right now. And, I fell into that mold, that script. I went to university. I went and got an education. I went and got a job. Got a job with the government. Very stable. Good pension. And my parents were excited. And I said, Mom, this isn't what I want to do. This isn't my passion. I want to be my own boss. So I quit. I left that job at the government. Gave my mom a heart attack. And I said, I want to be my own boss. I started a computer hacking company. I was a professional computer hacker for about 8 years or so. The first couple of years that I did that business, I completely failed with it. We did well our first year, but about 2 years into it, almost went bankrupt, which was a terrible time. How many people at the age of 26 was on the verge of bankruptcy? Cedric was a millionaire. Cedric, we should have been friends way back then. I would have been your boy right there.
I got a lot of here.
So, 26, had no money. But one of my friends said, Jay, don't worry about it. Donald Trump went bankrupt all 3 times. And I said, oh, that makes me feel good. Yeah. I got 2 more shots at this thing. So I went and started another company doing the same thing. And I did that for a handful of years, made some decent money on it, eventually went broke again. Almost bankrupt, second time. I was like, yeah, that's great too. And then I got introduced to network marketing, and everything that Cedric talked about looked sexy. It looked exciting. And I said, this is something that I think I could do. You just go in, sponsor 2 people, water them well, take good care of them, and you're going to be rich. Does it work like that? Yeah, no. I did that for a little while, ended up going $100,000 in debt. 34 years old, borrowed money from my mom. Wah, wah. Had a new girlfriend at the time. How many men here in the room are willing to admit maybe they oversold themselves a little bit in their relationship? I can sell ice to an Eskimo. And I tell you, we were on our way. And about 6 months later, when she was working 7 days a week, we were 6 months behind on every bill. She went to work one day. I went up to shovel the yard, and some big dude walked up and said, "Hey, how's it going? Got the keys for your car?" And I said, "No, I don't." And he said, "We're going to take it." And he took our car. And if any of you guys have ever seen, what's that TV show there where they go, Repo Man? You ever see the episode where the skinny little white guy run down the street in his underwear in the sun? Right here. So I had to figure out how to get the car back before Jennifer came back from work. And about 6 hours worth of buses and borrowing money from about 6 of my other broke friends. who put together their jars to be able to come up with $800 so they get the car out of the impound and have it back to home before 5. It was at that point in time, how many people believe, or maybe not believe, but you've had some point in your life where you said enough's enough. Anybody ever had that realization? Had that true, I don't know what the right word is, but you found that resolve. And you said, enough is enough. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to do something different. And I'm going to do that now. That's where I was at that point in time. At about that same point in time, the government also called me and said, you owe us $100,000. You better give it up. In about 60 days, or you're going to jail. I was like, wow. What's next? I'm going to get struck by lightning. Because it couldn't get any worse. And at that point in time, I had found, my sense of purpose that I wanted to really get out there and, do something different, do something drastic. And at that point in time, everything happens for a while. And, we had to hit that. I had to hit that low, I believe. I had that low in order to really give myself a reality check. Because I was living in a fantasy land, and it was a huge slap in the face and a huge reality check. And like guys who have made the decision to say enough is enough, a lot of you guys who have, came here, maybe you found your resolve. You came here looking for something different. How many people came here because they see an out, they see a potential, they heard there's a little bit of money being made here with Visalus? How many people came here because they heard there's a whole lot of money being made here with Visalus? We got started with the company. We were $100,000 in debt. And flew down to meet Nick, flew back, and got started with the company. Got started with the company a little bit different. And, you can do something, and then you can really, really, really do something. You can go all in, or you can go half in. You can stick your toe in the water, or you can go full tilt. We went full tilt. We started $100,000 in debt. We had nothing, no influence, no networks of people, nothing. We had a lot of people around us who were broke. I learned something one day, and that was divide the income of your 5 friends, the 5 people that you hang around, divide that income by 5, and that's what you make. When I heard that and said all my friends are in debt, I said I need some new friends. Or I got to make them rich. And, we all got started together. We all found that resolve together. We all got started together. And, we did a challenge party. I brought 7 people over to the challenge party, and I was so pumped up, excited. I said, you know what, this is it. This is it. I feel it. I had 7 people over. Everyone's going to join. I had visions of grandeur. Invited 7 people over. Guess how many people showed up? Oh, no, 7! 7 people showed up. Guess how many people joined? 0! I was like, I got very angry. So then what I did, I went and I made a list of about 200 people at that point in time. And I said, you know what? I just decided, I said to myself, I'm going all in, but I didn't take that action. It's easy to say you're going to do something, but to actually do it is a completely different thing. How many people look back on an opportunity that they've had, or look back at a situation and thought to yourself, I could have did more? Right? It happens to us all the time. But when we're in that zone, when we're in that moment, it feels like we're doing all we could. And at that point in time, I said, you know what? I've got to go all in. I've got to play at a true 100%. We made a list of about 200 people. I made about 100 phone calls, just shy of 100 phone calls in 72 hours. And we had about 44 people show up to our next challenge party. Myself and 6 of my friends. And from that group of people, we hit Ambassador in 45 days. We made about $40,000. We helped 19 of our friends qualify for BMWs. The really neat thing is that we sponsored a handful of people, but it was that same group. 9 months later, went from $100,000 in debt to making about the same that I was making in my other company on a yearly basis. We were making that on a monthly basis. In the month of December, we qualified for a $250,000 check while we were on back-to-back vacations. The really neat thing is that 15 months in to promoting Visalus, we went from $100,000 in debt to being millionaire with the company.
Yeah!
a difference a year can make. And, I know that a lot of you guys sit in the audience, and a lot of you are new, and a lot of you are looking for this for the first time. You're thinking to yourselves, can I do this? Can I actually do it? Because you showed up here looking for something different. You showed up here expecting something different. And now the only question, if you haven't already joined and already got started in promoting the challenge, is that can you do this? And I'll tell you what excites me the most about Visalus is that if somebody with zero success in network marketing to the point of negative $100,000 in success, you can't fail any harder than that. So if you tried another company before and failed, if you failed more than $100,000 a month, then maybe you might not be able to do it. But if you failed, you succeeded more than that, you absolutely can do it. What excites us the most about it is that somebody with no influence, no sales, no inhibition, or previous success in any company, if somebody with no influence, $100,000 in debt, can make a success from this, then you absolutely can make a success from this. There's no question about it. I mean, what we've done over the past 24 months is hands down never been done before in the home business arena. I mean, have you guys heard about what Visalus has been doing over the last 24 months? Cedric talked a little bit about BMW every 44 minutes. Cedric talked a little bit about someone hitting the title of ambassador every day and a half. Life is about timing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Relationships, business, stocks, everything is about timing. And what we've got here is a perfect storm of opportunity. I mean, we've grown this company, double-digit compounded consecutive growth for 25 now, straight months, minus the month of December in which we held. If you were to look at a stock or look at a business, would it not make sense to position yourself in front of a trend, in front of a wave like that? That's growth on top of growth, 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 on top of growth. Most home-based businesses will have a little chart in there, and it'll say, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to go like this, and we're right here. So if you get in here, you're going to make all this money. Anyone heard that before? Yeah. The problem is that never happens. We're not basing what we're doing on theory. We're not talking about, what could be, what might happen. We're talking about something that is happening right now. We've got the data, we've got the numbers. Here's what I've learned, is that numbers don't lie, people do. We've got the data, we've got the statistics, we've got an international expansion plan, we've just got started in our backyard, we've got leadership like you've seen here at the top of the room who are here to help you be successful with it. Here's what I've learned in business, that you need 5 key components. You need a product, a compensation plan, a system, a team, and you need timing. Do you think that we've got all of those? Do you think this product is helping people in the marketplace right now? Based on the compensation plan that we have, do you think the comp plan works? Yeah. Do you think the system works because that's what's creating all the numbers? Yeah. Do you think what you saw up here can help you be successful with this? Yeah. That's everything. The last piece of the puzzle is you. And it's just really you making a decision to be here with us. And I sat exactly where you were in Miami with Nick. I watched the presentation. And I just basically made the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to at least give this a try. You owe this opportunity enough just to give it a shot. Because if you're looking at this for the first time, or if you've been here for a little while, I can guarantee and I can promise you this, that you will look back at this point in time in your life. You will look back right here. And you'll either do one of two things. Right now, there's 2 types of people in the room. And when you look back at this point in time, you're going to either look back and say, hey, I remember when I was there. When you're seeing Visalus on Forbes magazine cover, because we're one of the only companies in North America that's paying out $25,000 checks to put people in BMWs in a down economy, And when we only start doubling and tripling this company, year after year after year, you're going to look back at this and you're going to either justify as to why you didn't get started or why you didn't make the decision to go all in, or you're going to look back at this opportunity and you're going to say, that was the best time of my life. That was the day that I drew the line in the sand. That's the day that I expected and demanded more out of life. That's the day that I went all in. How many of you guys here with me today are willing to make today the day that you go all in? I'll leave you with this, guys. Do not leave here in, when you look back at this point in time, you look back at this day, you're going to either justify as to how you didn't get started, or you're going to look back at it as the time that your life changed. And, I see people do this too many times. And I beg you, do not be this person. Do not be the person that finds the perfect excuse. The fact that American Idol is on Wednesday and I can't go and do it on Wednesday because I have this TV show. You'll come up with an excuse. And the mind is a real tricky thing. Your mind's job, this is its job, it's to keep you safe. It's to keep you comfortable. When people say to me, well, that sounds risky, Jay, all that really means is they're scared of the unknown and they don't know what could happen. Your mind is always looking to take you out. It's always looking to keep you comfortable. And right now, if you're sitting there and your mind is saying, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, those checks aren't real, the BMWs don't work, no engines in them or something, or what's on TV, hot lux. That's the little voice, the little man that's sitting there on your shoulder. And his job is to keep you safe and to keep you doing what you're doing now so that you don't have any rejection or you don't have any, there's no way you can fail if you don't try. Wayne Gretzky said this best, I missed 99% of the shots that I didn't take. For those of you that are sitting there saying, this guy's crazy, I don't have no little man on my shoulder talking to me right now, congratulations, you just met the little man on your shoulders. He's talking to you. And he's trying to take you out. Guys, find a reason why you should do this. Find a solution how you can do this. And join us in promoting this challenge. Across Reynolds, Burke, across OH. Oh, you guys are quick. Join us and be a part of this, guys. We're having so much fun. For the last but not least, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for those around you. Do it for those that you care about. Do it for your community. Do it because what we're doing here is changing the world. We truly, truly are changing North America. We're changing communities. We're changing families. And we're truly doing good out there right now. Join us on this cause. Join us on this mission. And let's just get out there and have some fun with the whole thing. So I appreciate you guys. I love you. And welcome to the 90-Day Challenge.